Hey guys, this is a proper task guide for the Punisher Part 3. For this task, you have to eliminate scavs while using an AKS-74U on customs, and you have to kill 25 scavs total. So just like the task says, you do have to use the AKS-74U. However, you don't have to use just the base version. You can also use the UN or the UB. Just be sure that you don't by accident pick the AKS-74 or the AKS-74N. There has to be a U in the name for it to count towards the task. And realistically, the only difference that comes with the UN and the UB is that if you buy it from the traders, then there's already a dovetail that's mounted onto this UN. And for the UB, there's the dovetail plus also the suppressor that comes from Prapor. So basically, if you want to go suppress, it's just kind of skipping a step, but then I'll show you guys some easy builds for these guns. So these are the 4 builds that I'm going to show you guys. It is a loud version of the 74 UN, a suppressed version of the 74 UN, a meta 74U, and then we'll get to this puppy here in a second. So for the loud version of the 74N, then basically this is the build that we are going to use for it. It is relatively cheap. It is about 100,000 rubles, including the gun, so that's pretty good. Now, the one thing is that if you don't have level 3 traders, if you only have level 1 traders, then you can switch it out to this RP1, which Skier sells it for like 3,000, because if then this alone will be like 40,000. So you just switch that out like that, and then you just make sure that you switch over to one of these B11 handguards, and then you can pick whichever muzzle brake is going to be most beneficial for you. You can pop this right out, and then this will tell you how your vertical recoil and then also your ergo is. And so now for the suppressed version, this is actually the build that I was using when I was doing this task myself. And so it doesn't actually break the bank too much. It's only about 150,000 rubles, including the gun. So that's not too bad. And again, depending upon what level traders that you have when you are attempting this task, then you can switch out a few things, as I mentioned. And so just make sure that you have the B11 handguard so that you can put a foregrip as well as you can put the tack laser of your choice on either side. And then realistically, the most important things, like I said, are the B11 hand grip, the foregrip, and then your pistol grip, as well as the buttstock on the back. It does make quite a big difference. And then whatever sight that you are comfortable with, because majority of the cost of this gun is actually in the suppressor as well as the holographic sight that I have on here. So with those two combined, then it's almost like 70,000 rubles. And as always, you can adjust these builds based upon what your preference is. This sight runs usually about 40,000 rubles, and then this suppressor is usually about 35k. So right there is about half of the price of this gun in just 2 items. So in the suppressor and then the holographic sight. So feel free to tweak it as you guys want. So now I'll show you guys the absolute meta build that you could run for this 74U in this task. So if you're an absolute Chad and don't die very often, or if money's just not an object, then you could run this, because it does run typically between 350k and 400k on the flea market, as prices will vary a little bit, but it really doesn't get much better than this. Waffle suppressor, RK1, you got a holographic sight, the best charging handle, the best stock. Realistically, you could only pump out a few more points on ergonomics with this just by changing the pistol grip maybe, or the handguard, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, this is basically as meta as you can get, but like I said, it does go for 350 plus K. And so this is just a little insider tip that I found on Reddit for you guys. You can actually use this AK-545 short for this task. It will count towards the kills, or at least it did when I was doing the task myself about a month ago. So this is the build that I am using for it. Now just remember, it does have to be the 545 short. You cannot use the regular one, and it is also a single shot because it is a carbine. However, it does shoot very accurately, as you guys will see here when I show you how all the guns fire in the shooting range. But basically the gun itself goes for about 55k, and then you guys could adjust what you want to put on it. But with this exact build, then I was able to build it for 150,000 rubles. So realistically, not too bad. And it is something to switch it up if you are absolutely at your wit's end with the AKS-74U and all those other variants of it, and then just not able to get kills with that, then you can give this a try. So here's a map of customs, and as you can see, I did put circles on the map, and these identify where the different common scav spawns are on this map. It is possible to get 10 plus scav kills per raid on this map, or even more if you know where to go. And I also did put the crosshairs up, which identify where the potential scav sniper spawns are located. This second spawn that's on this depot is not a common spawn, however it is possible, which is the reason why I'm just putting it on there just for you guys to know basically. So I'll just go over the route first, and then I'll show you guys some of the clips that I have for it. And I have the route as though we do spawn in the lower left hand corner next to the storage area. This is widely reviewed as one of the worst spawns that you can possibly get on customs. However, for this task, it is not actually a bad one because it can give enough time for the big red scavs to spawn by the time that you get up there. So we're going to start here, and then you can get 1 to 3 different scavs that spawn in this area. So after we're done with Big Red, then we will move across the land bridge over towards the RUAF Roadblock, and then this area usually does have between 2 and 5 scavs that are wandering around, and it does also have multiple different spawn rates throughout a raid. So if you do happen to kill them at the beginning of the raid, and if you came back for whatever reason later on in the raid, then they could have respawned, so just be aware of that.
Левый коронный, правый похоронный. Земляк, мы стреляем.
After you've cleared the RUAF roadblock, then we will move over towards Mini Skele. Just make sure that you look over here at the ice cream shop, because usually there can be 1 or 2 scavs that are just kind of hanging out in the middle of the road for 2 easy kills. So after you make sure that that's clear, then we're going to head into the Mini Skele area, and then usually you can have between 2 and 5 different scavs that are in this whole area.
Пожрать бы, конечно, не помешало. Вон, сука!
So after you cleared Mini Skele, then we're going to head over towards the Factory Shack Scav Extract, and then Big Skele, and then the bus station. And usually there's between 1 and 3 scavs that are out here. So after you've cleared the bus station, then you do have a choice. If you want to reset, if you do have the old gas extract, then you can make your way this way and then head over to the old gas station. See if it's open, if the green smoke is there, or you can attempt to kill the 1 to 4 different scavs that are here. And then you can just go out and extract, or if it's not open, then you can just continue on, and then you can jump back up over here to the shortcut and then continue on towards New Gas. Or you can just continue over from Big Skele over towards the New Gas area, and you also have the opportunity to potentially kill Rashala if him or his guards have spawned here. And if you do happen to kill them, then they do also count towards the task. after you've cleared the new gas area, then you can move your way over towards the military checkpoint building. There can be scavs that are in between on the hill of the military checkpoint building and new gas. And just also be aware that there is the potential for a scav sniper that spawns up on the second story of the building there. There is usually also 2 to 4 different scavs that are on the ground around this area. And then after you clear that, then you can move your way up towards the Chokepoint area just outside of the depot. And then the USEC building, there's one little area in the fence that you can cross over. And then there can usually be 2 or 3 scavs that are in that vicinity. After you clear that, usually I head over towards USEC, and then there can be 1 to 4 scavs that are here, just kind of strewn around the whole different area of USEC, even inside of the building.
Вон он, блядь, ебать! Да вон он! А ты...
And then once I clear that, then I do head my way over towards the ZB-1011 extract and then get out and reset for another raid. Obviously, this route works if you spawn down here. However, you can adjust this route based upon your preferences as to where you like to fight the scavs as well as your spawn. But the areas that I would say that you should always check are this USEC and military checkpoint new gas area in along here, as well as mini Skele and bus, and then RUAF Roadblock. Because if you just check these 3 areas alone, you're almost guaranteed to get 6 scavs per raid, and then that will rack up your kills relatively fast. So hopefully you guys found this guide useful and it did help you to complete this task. I know it is a little bit on the longer side compared to normal. However, I did want to be as thorough as possible for some of the newer players, since I know that this is a very challenging game, especially this wipe. It's more challenging than usual. Even with the recoil changes, the 7.4U is still not a great gun to use. And I just want to say thank you all so much for stopping by and watching the video, and have a fantastic rest of your day.